Hey guys, this is Josh here from Trillium Wild Edibles. I'm out here just doing a little bit of hiking, a little bit of foraging today. I actually came out looking for some pawpaw fruits, but unfortunately I could not find any. However, I did find another delectable treat that I'm sure most of you guys are not aware of. So let's take a look at this. Right here we can see the beginning of the seeds of the wood nettle. Now, wood nettle is a very commonly foraged plant, and I've done a couple of videos on this plant. Normally in the early spring, people will collect the tender young leaves of this plant, and they'll cook them up like a pot herb or like a spinach. However, not very many people are aware that these seeds are actually edible as well. So let's take a closer look at these, shall we? Whenever you're looking for your nettle seeds, you want to flip them over. You want to flip this little piece over. See how we can see that nice little black seed right there? We can see another one here by that line on my index finger. These are the ripened seeds of the wood nettle plant. And believe it or not, these are edible and they're extremely delicious. Now, whenever you're looking for your wood nettle seeds, obviously you want to go for a place that has wood nettles because otherwise you're SOL. But you also want to pay attention to the time of year. Usually around the middle of September, towards the end of September, and even in some cases all the way to the beginning of October is when you're going to be finding your wood nettle seeds. And whenever we look at the top of the wood nettle plant, we're going to see all these weird little cluster-like things coming out of them. And if we look closer here, we can actually see the remaining flower stalks, or what's left of the flower stalks of the wood nettle plant. So after the plant has flowered is when it will start to produce its seeds. If we look on the underside here, we can actually see a whole lot of little seeds starting to come on. And these are green, so they're not quite ready yet, though they are still edible. I don't find they have as good of a flavor as the fully ripened black ones. So make sure you keep that in mind that these are still edible in this condition. However, they are not as tasty, at least in my opinion, as the fully ripened seeds. But we can see all these little green specks, and each one of these would be seeds, so each wood nettle plant will produce a whole lot of seeds. Now, if we look closely on this one, we can actually see quite a bit of seeds starting to ripen. Now, harvesting them could not be any easier. Well, you know, it'd be easier if you were to cooperate with me. So all we do to harvest them is we just basically grab where the black one is, and here you can see that little black seed. Now I know this is tiny, but if you get them in the right time of year, you're going to actually be able to collect a whole lot of these in just a matter of minutes. So then we'll just separate this one, and I'll just pop that right here onto my knee. If I can get this to focus again. Now once you've done that, all you really need to do to enjoy them is just pop them straight in your mouth. And when you bite into them, there's this really nice, obviously nutty flavor, kind of reminiscent of like a hemp seed. I get sort of like a semi-flax kind of seed flavor, but really mild. If they're slightly underripe, you are going to get a little bit of astringency, a little bit of kind of a green flavor, kind of like a very young spinach sort of flavor to it. Absolutely delicious though, and very easy to collect a lot of them in just a matter of minutes. Here we got another one. This one will probably be easier to pick off. And here you can see we have this nice little delectable wood nettle seed. And again, same thing. Just take your little seed. I know it's hard to see. Pop it right in the mouth and chew it. They make a nice, really good trail nibble. And a good thing about these seeds is they're actually really high in omega fatty acids, so it's a very sustaining resource overall for how little they are. There's a bit of fat, there's a bit of protein, there's a little bit of omega-3 fatty acids in there. So these are an extremely abundant resource that you can have for some extra good fatty acids and proteins that you may overlook. Now this right here would be a really good wood nettle to harvest your seeds from. You can see there's probably at least 20 just on this section of it right here. And over here there's probably another 15 or maybe 20 more that are ready to be harvested. So I did want to show you guys this amazing little resource in this great little trail nibble that you may not have known about. Something else that I wanted to mention about these is the urticating or stinging hairs of wood nettle are on this part of the plant too. So do be careful, because you might get stung a little bit when you're trying to get these seeds. But that's how you guys can harvest the seeds of the wood nettle. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I thank you all for watching. If you want to learn more about wild, edible, or medicinal plants, please make sure to subscribe.